All right, what's going on, everybody? So I've been quiet on this channel for the past couple of days because I've really had my attention turned more to, the Korean Peninsula and East Asia, because I still, in my own personal opinion, find that as a more volatile region and a region that's probably going to get a response from the U.S. faster than, say, what's going on in Ukraine right now. I'm not. That's not to say that what's happening there is not, a big deal. It's just that my focus at least is on the Korean Peninsula, and we haven't had a lot happening there. Now we've had missile tests and missile tests. South Korea was on high alert of the potential of North Korea detonating a nuke in some type of missile test. So that never came to be, or at least I haven't seen any reporting to where that's actually happened. So what's the other developments? Well, you've probably heard them, which is one reason why I don't actually like reporting the news on this channel all the time, because it's just everywhere. But in case you haven't seen it, martial law has been declared by Putin in the 4 regions that they have annexed in Ukraine. Regardless of whether you believe that's legitimate or not, that's not up for discussion. What's up for discussion is it happened. So the martial law is basically they can't use any radios. They have a curfew. The Army has the right to read all of their mail, listen to all their phone calls, read all their texts. They can forcibly take their houses, their cars. Now, it does say in the declaration that they must be paid by the government of Russia if the military takes their home, their livelihood, their vehicles, or whatever it is that they need. I mean, we'll see if they actually do that or not. But there's a lot of people in Russia that are freaking out right now because the martial law is only for those 4 areas that supposedly voted at like 90% plus rates to join Russia. So if that actually happened, good for them. Whatever, that's what they want. I don't care. But there's a lot of people in Russia right now that think that eventually, as this conflict progresses, the martial law is gonna flip, and everyone in Russia is gonna be locked down, and the army's just gonna have the ability to take from whoever, whenever they need it, so the army can be successful in their mission. That's huge. I mean, put yourself in that position. Russia's also got talks with Turkey to make Turkey the gas hub of Europe. Looks like Saudi Arabia is going to be joining in with the BRICS, right? So that's a problem, because what if they start accepting Russian money for oil and Indian money and South Africa's money and China's money for oil? That could be a blow to the dollar. But I want to remind everybody, a lot of people around the world don't have faith in those countries to not steal their money. I mean, think about it as an investor. Let's say you're in a European country or in America, and you're looking for somewhere to put your wealth. Now, Russia's just declared martial law in those 4 places. What if they did it all around the country and they need money from wherever they can get it? Do you trust that if you put your money in a Russian bank or a Chinese bank, they wouldn't just confiscate it if they needed it? That's ridiculous. They would. Everyone knows that. So the dollar, it's not going to lose the stage, at least not in the short term. Maybe in 10 years, maybe 8, 10 years, 15 years. But, what's most likely is that we're going to get a central bank digital currency before then. And the most likely scenario is it's going to be made mandatory by 2024. And then the lockdowns, the just outright tyranny starts then. Now, of course, you can call me crazy. That's fine. But if you study the money system and see how it really works, there's $46 trillion in debt, private and public. But there's only $21 to $20 trillion in the U.S. M2 money supply. That's not sustainable. They have to wipe out that debt somehow. How do you do that? A great reset. Hey, sounds like a good idea, right? They can either do debt forgiveness, or they can just print money into oblivion and pay off the debt with worthless money, just like every other regime throughout history. But the dollar's not going to lose its status until an event like that takes place. So just keep that in mind. In other news, there was some Russian bombers that got intercepted off the coast of Alaska. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened. So I've seen some people reporting this today, and they're acting like it's a big deal. This happens periodically, almost every year, just to give you an idea. It happens all the time. I want to say it was last year or the year before, the United States Coast Guard or the United States Navy intercepted some, it was either Russian or Chinese ships off of Hawaii. Like, this stuff happens all the time, and it's really, they're just testing. They're pushing and testing where the boundaries are. Oh, they intercepted them at those GPS coordinates. Write that down. All right, in the next 6 months, when y'all do that again, see how far you can get in before they show up. It's just a test. They're probing. So when you see that reported everywhere, don't let it scare you. It's not that big of a deal. Weather news: no hurricanes, there's no natural disasters going on. Sun looks fine, but it's cold. It's almost historically cold in my region. It was 39 degrees last night, and I live on the Gulf Coast. I don't remember it ever being this cold this early in my life. Like, it, around Halloween, it would get, low 50s, high 40s. I don't ever remember it getting this cold. So put down in the comment section if this is the earliest cold snap that you can remember. I know, so if some of you were alive in the 70s, I know it was exceptionally cold back then. So maybe it was colder for some of you back during the 70s. I don't know. Let me know. But so far, look, I'm just going to keep my eye on the Far East and Asia, and hope this crisis or conflict over in Ukraine gets better. Obviously, there's always the potential if Russia's going to start losing this thing, which could happen. I don't think it will, but it could. The probability that nukes get involved starts to go up. So just keep that in mind, because obviously New York keeps reminding us. They've got videos out telling you what to do in case a nuke hits. I can tell you what you should do. You should bend over and kiss your ass goodbye. I love each and every one of you. I'll see you in the next video.